Well, New York State Supreme Court judge ordered the New York City to rehire all of its government workers who had been fired for being unvaccinated and to pay them back wages. The judge said that the city can't legally create a new condition of employment for city workers. The city plans to appeal that decision, but in the meantime, joining our discussion is our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Traylor, to talk about this. Thanks for joining us.
Sure, good to be here.
Good to see you. Love the time.
Thank you.
Let's start with the ruling. So the judge ruled in favor of these specific plaintiffs. You said there were 16 of them.
Right, so there were 16 plaintiffs, and these were city employees who refused to take the vaccine and were then terminated. There were about 1,700 of those folks, and so the judge said no, because the vaccine didn't show that it prevented actually getting, COVID.
Right.
And interestingly, I think this was a key point, was that folks were being treated the same if they contracted COVID. So whether they were vaccinated or not, they were quarantined. And so because of that, New York had athletic exemptions and other things. And so these plaintiffs said, well, no, we shouldn't be, this is arbitrary. And this judge said, yes, we agree. And so this applies to those plaintiffs specifically. Yep.
So how big a deal is this as far as precedent? Because there have been other cases like this and the judges have ruled the other way.
That's exactly right. The vast majority, and I was looking at this last night, the vast majority of cases did go the other way and uphold the mandates. And this goes back to a U.S. Supreme Court case in 1905, Jacobson versus Massachusetts, where the court said a city can mandate the vaccine. Then it was smallpox. And so this is a different take, and it's also a different time. Remember, a lot of these cases were happening during when we were in the midst of it. Now, some people say the pandemic's over. So the analysis, I think, is slightly different. So will this have precedential value in other cities? Right now, this was a lower court judge. It will be appealed. Then it could have some binding effect. But right now, this won't have effect on other courts other than other potential plaintiffs saying, hey, we're going to go forward now too.
Only about 30 seconds left, but the judge ruled that they should get back pay. Will that happen before they appeal this now? Or?
No, that will until, it'll be sort of status quo until that happens. But that's very relevant because the back pay, the plaintiffs have to mitigate their damages, so they're required to find other work. They can't just sit around. So most of them will have work, but for some of them, the city employees, all those years matter in terms of their retirement and everything else. So that could be a significant amount of interest and other things on that back pay.
Pretty interesting. Yeah. I'm guessing we will revisit this, again.
Yeah. If it's upheld on appeal, they could do that. So
all right. Whitney, good to see you.
Sure.
Thanks.
You too.